Okay, give me one sec here. Okay, welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us. So we've got Amy Spingle with us. Amy is an interior designer. And Amy, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background and...
Sure. First of all, thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming. Oh my God, this is so fun.
So my background is in residential design. I graduated from Dawson College 5 years ago in Montreal, and I was working residential design in Montreal afterwards for, I think, 3 years. And then I moved here to Ottawa. Well, I'm on the Gatineau side, technically. 2 years ago to follow my partner because he got a job in government. So here I am.
Awesome. Fun. Okay, well, listen, so we had asked some people, well, we had asked everybody to send in pictures in advance. So what I'm going to do is, why don't we start with Elizabeth? So I'm going to share my screen, so bear with me, everyone, and we'll show Elizabeth's photos of her lights. And can everybody see that?
Yes.
Pictures of the lights?
They look even worse enlarged.
So
they're not that bad.
Funny. So Elizabeth's got two light fixtures that are a bit older, let's say, and Elizabeth wants to update them. Elizabeth's house is a 60s construction bungalow, and got beautiful hardwood floors. Everything's been super well maintained. So Amy, any ideas on what she could do here?
Yeah, I actually did some sourcing. Let me just...
Oh, see, hold on, Amy. I think I need to make you a host as well.
Okay.
Hold on one sec. Let me just do that so that you can, so that you're able to do that. Okay, I think you can share your screen now.
Okay, let's see. Can you guys still see me?
Yep.
Yep.
Share screen. Okay. Here we go. Do you see the fixture?
Yep.
Okay. So this is what I had in mind for your front entry, something like this. And if you don't like the Edison bulb look, you can always switch that out.
Right.
So a flush mount like that for your entry. And then for your bedroom hall, I would do something in the same family with the same finish, but a different look.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah, so something like that. And then a separate one for your entry, but in the same family with the same finishes.
Awesome.
Those are good, yeah.
And I think, Elizabeth, we had asked you what your budget was, and you had said $300.
Yep.
So I think this is well within that.
I did stick within your...
Thank you, Amy.
Well, that's my job, right?
Fair enough, fair enough. Awesome.
So if you like those, I can send you the link if you want me to.
I'd like that, actually. We're new to Ottawa, so I don't know where to get anything.
Yeah, well, these are actually, I search Wayfair just because I know they're very, user-friendly, but you can find something like this at Multiluminaire.
Okay.
I know they have one in Ottawa. It might be called something else in English.
It's the same. It's on Hunt Club.
Yeah, they would have things similar to this, but I can send the links to Daria if she wants to forward them.
Yeah. Amy, why don't you send me all the links at the end and I'll distribute because I'll know what's for whom.
Perfect.
Awesome. Great.
I think
Thank
that would
you.
be great. Yeah, I like the look of those.
Awesome.
Yay.
Yay. Okay. So why don't we look at Christina's next since she's on. So I'm just going to share my screen for what Christina sent us.
And just because it's on topic, I totally love what Amy has in her background.
Right? That's what I said to her when she came on the call. So Christina was wondering about gallery walls.
Yeah.
And whether they're still a thing.
Very much so, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So your question was a little, I don't think you really know what your style is.
Right. And I think so I think Pinterest is amazing but overwhelming.
Yeah.
So my thought is like, do I do color photos and maybe all the same frame, or black and white and different frames?
Mm-hmm.
And then the position or the place in my home where I'd like to put it is on a hallway going upstairs.
Okay.
But I don't know if that makes the hallway look closed in. I know it's impossible for you to really make a judgment call because you can't see the hallway, but just maybe your thoughts in general on gallery walls. Where do you put them? How do you select the photos?
Well, it really depends on what your style is. I chose this,
Okay.
you know, all black frames, very structured with black and white photos because I'm a very structured, organized person, and to see something, eclectic gallery walls are great, but I don't know if I would be able to deal with that for a very long time in my own home, but I've done them before. So it really depends how you feel about them and what you want to see in your home.
Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm. But really anything goes with gallery walls as long as you have a plan and you execute it well.
Okay. Maybe
Christina,
what's
you
your,
sent us,
oh, sorry, go ahead, Daria.
I was just going to say, Christina, you sent us this photo. Were you drawn to this one?
Yes. That's what I saw on Pinterest that I liked, and it confused me because it had color and black and white photos.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can do either. It's really what you want to see in your home. If you like black and white, do all black and white. These are all white frames that they seem a little close together for me. I wouldn't put them so close together. It seems a little cluttered the way it is on the photo. But yeah, you can mix it up as long as it makes you happy.
Awesome. Thank you. That's helpful. I have to just let go of the rules and just do what I think looks best.
Yes, exactly. And I would suggest before you start putting holes in your walls, once you have your frames, you can draw out the shapes on paper. And either if you're doing an eclectic one, usually it's a bit willy-nilly, so it's easier to do it on the floor first and then put it on the wall. But if you're doing a more structured one, like I had papers on my wall for about a week before I decided to do this.
Nice. Okay.
It's easier to do it that way. And pro tip, if you have anything on your wall that you don't like, that you don't want to see, like this little guy over here. I don't know if you guys can see that.
Oh, your plug.
Yeah. So that was a useless cable plug that I wasn't gonna do anything with. So I hit it with a picture frame.
Clever.
Amy, do your pictures go all the way down to the floor?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, cool. Are they all the way up to the ceiling? Like how high up do you have them?
Almost.
Cool.
Yeah, there's an equal amount of space between the crown and the baseboard.
Yeah.
And then they're spaced equally between
Awesome.
each picture. Yeah.
My question is also about a gallery wall, but I'll go last, and I want mine to be willy-nilly.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be structured in every other part of my life. Might as well be willy-nilly over here. Awesome. Christina, any follow-up questions?
No, that's perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to stop share this. And so the other people who've sent in photos aren't on the call. So why don't we go to Caitlin? Caitlin, do you have any questions for Amy?
I have two,
participating.
actually.
Oh, yay. Awesome.
Pardon me?
Awesome. Fire away.
Oh, so my first question is actually a follow-up to the last question about if you're doing a gallery wall on a stair wall, what do you do with the tops?
The tops of the frame?
Like if your wall is slanted, how do you arrange the pictures? Like, are you supposed to stay
you can stagger them.
The ceiling? How do you manage that?
You can step them as the steps go up, because your wall is going to be angled as you go up the stairs, right? Unless like it's all open, but you can step your frames as you go up the stairs.
Okay.
And would it be in line with the same angle as the stairs? So if the stairs go like this, you want the frames to be the same angle?
You can stagger them at different heights. It depends how structured you want it to be. Just, if you want it to be more structured, I would do the same angle as the stairs. If not, you can do one inch higher, the other one, a couple more inches. You can get some smaller frames in there and make it look a little more eclectic if you want it to.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did not get organized enough to send in a picture, but I have a couple sort of bases of stair areas in my house that are slightly awkwardly large, and I don't know what to put there. For a while I had like the big vase with the sticks out of it thing that was very popular, I think, in the mid 2000s. But I'm kind of over that, but I don't know what people are doing now instead of the big vase with the sticks.
Are you talking about your stair landings?
So I have a really big stair landing, but also at the base of my stairs on my main level, it's just sort of a big awkward space with a corner, and there's a wall there between the stairs and my kitchen.
Okay.
So if I just have artwork, it looks a little bit empty, but I don't know what else to put there, and I'm over the vase with the sticks.
Do you have a big enough space to put a small console with a mirror? Maybe that's somewhere that you want to stop and look at yourself, fix your hair. If there's a mirror, if you think that there should be a mirror there, maybe just art, table lamp. You can get really, narrow consoles these days that are like 6 inches or so deep.
Well, I don't know what you mean by a console. Sorry, I went to like gaming.
No, sorry. Like a shelf.
Okay. Like a little like table thing.
A little table. There you go. Thank you, Daria. My design brain is like console.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Jennifer, any questions for Amy?
I did have one, and I also was not organized enough to send a photo, but I'm gonna
But you're here now.
show you. Yes. So I recently got these shelves from IKEA, like ladder kind of style shelves.
Yeah.
I don't know. See that?
Yeah.
So, and I just kind of we had like everything kind of cluttered like on the fireplace mantle. So I just kind of wanted to get things like decluttered. We have a lot of kids like art and frames and, stuff like that. So, so I got those, and I guess I was just looking for some tips on like how best to organize them so that they don't also just become cluttered, or if you have any tips on that.
Well, actually, just looking at the space that you have beside your fireplace, I feel like it would be a more substantial look if you actually had 2 of those ladder shelves on each side. Okay. So if you got 2 more,
okay,
I feel like that would be like a more substantial look.
Okay.
And then for styling, you don't want to put too many little like tchotchke things, because then it looks cluttered. Start with like big things like frames, and maybe some candles. And you don't need to fill up the whole, like some people look at bookshelves and they feel like they need to fill up the whole shelf. You could just make a small grouping in the middle, have, you know, a couple stacks of books, like some leaning on the on each other. If you want to put books there, I would suggest like having some horizontal and having some vertical, maybe some plants if you like some plants, but don't clutter it too much. Don't feel like you have to fill the whole thing.
Okay. And when you say like having two, so would you put like the second one like right beside it, like kind of attached almost?
I would let it breathe a little bit, like give it a couple of inches.
Okay.
And when you showed it to me, it felt like already they were too close to your fireplace. So I would just give it a little bit more breathing room.
Okay.
Yeah. You don't have to like squeeze
over.
things together too much. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that would be a really good look if you added two more.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great. Thanks, Jen. Welcome, Anne. Welcome, Patricia. Welcome, Chelsea. So many people joining us. Okay, well, since Patricia's on and we've got a picture of hers, Patricia has a couple of questions. So why don't I just share my screen and we'll go to Patricia next. So bear with me, everyone. I'm just going to share.
Can you go back to calling me P-Bay? I'm so confused. Hi,
Sorry,
everybody.
I will call you P-Bay. All right, so can everyone see that on my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so Amy, P-Bay sent in a bunch of questions. P-Bay, we cut your questions down a little bit because we couldn't deal with the furniture questions. It's just a bit too much. So Amy, do you want to go ahead and fill everyone in on what P-Bay's questions were here?
Sure. So your first question, I'm just paraphrasing here, but you wanted to change the paint color of your living room, right? And you're thinking of a gray color, but you wanted to know if it's better to pick the paint color after your furniture, which I'm just going to answer simply yes. It's much easier to match a paint color to your chosen furniture and fabric colors than to do the other way around, because there's so many more available paint colors than there are fabric choices. So I would definitely choose your furniture first before deciding on a paint color. You don't want to have to repaint. It's just a nuisance. And your second paint color question, you wanted to paint everything gray, but you're worried about going into the hallway and the other rooms, and you wanted to leave the dining room yellow. Is that right?
Yes, thumbs up.
Okay, so you actually, I can't share my screening.
Oh, hold on. I'll just make you a host and you will be able to. Hold on one sec, Amy.
Oh no, that's okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Super easy for me to do. Or I thought it would be super easy. Hold on one sec.
No worries.
We will make you host. You should be able to share now.
Yeah, I think so. I have the option. Okay, let me just find my picture here.
I'm also not married to gray, but I'm looking for a neutral that's not builder's beige.
Right. Well, there's so many gray colors out there. You can go. Can you guys see what I'm looking at?
Yep.
Okay. So you can go grayish, like a gray with a more beigey undertone. Your floors look like they have a bit of yellow in them. I don't know if that's the lighting or that's the paint that's in there already, but you probably want to match your paint to the floors so that they don't look more yellow. And to answer your question about where to stop the paint, so you have kind of a perfect transition from your hall to your dining room where you have the doorway. And right now it's not framed, but if you did decide to frame it, you don't have to do something as substantial as this, you could do like a really simple framing. But if you framed it out, that would create a really good transition to be able to stop the paint. And then you can paint out your frame white and the inside of that doorway, and then have another frame on the other side, so that you have a good transition of paint colors without it looking weird, if that makes sense.
Patricia?
Super, thank you.
And then the lighting.
Yes, the lighting. Okay. Actually, Patricia, not Patricia, Daria, do you mind sharing the pictures again?
Yeah. Hold on one sec here. There you go. So Patricia has in the top left corner 2 lamps in her living room, but no overhead light.
Mm-hmm. So my question to you is, I can't see any in the photo, but I'm assuming there's electrical outlets on this wall somewhere behind the couch, maybe behind the sofa.
So what you probably can see is that fabulous extension cord in the corner there by the couch. So there isn't anything on the wall behind me. There is an outlet on the left side of the window.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's no outlet at all along the wall where the sofa is?
No.
Okay. So for the lighting question, I'm just going to show you something. So you would have to use extension cords. Just a second. Can you guys see the website?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm suggesting something like this, which are wall sconces, but they're wired. So you see that the wire is coming down the bottom of it. So you can hide the wires behind furniture if you want to add a table on either side of your sofa. If you want 1 or you want 2 sconces, it's always a more symmetrical look if you do on both sides. But if you do a sectional, like you were thinking about, you might only have to do it on the side where the window is, where you have the plug. So you can do something like this. I'm not sure if this is your style or not. I just picked it out because I personally like it, and it has an electrical wire that you can plug in next to your window. And yeah, that would add lighting to your living room. You could even do it on the other side as well if you wanted to highlight something on that wall. I don't know if you have electrical outlets over there, but if you have the proper outlets, I would suggest using wall sconces that are wired.
Great, thank you. I had not even thought about putting anything on the wall. It was mostly like, are you going to recommend like an IKEA overarching big old thing in the middle? So thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Awesome. Okay, why don't we go to Chelsea?
All right, so we are just putting a mudroom in on the back of our house that we are going to use as our main entrance. And I have to pick out some tile, and I have no idea what kind of floor tile to pick
out. What are you putting in the mudroom? Are you having like built-ins with like cubbies to put kids' jackets and things like that?
Yeah, so some cubbies will have a wall of built-in pantry and patio doors out to the back deck, and an entryway door, and then it connects to our kitchen.
Okay, and the kitchen, does it have tile in it?
The kitchen has cork in it, like a natural colored cork.
Mm-hmm. And is there any sort of well, I guess you're doing an addition on the house, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, so there's a doorway from the kitchen into the back room or to the mud room. And it'll look kind of similar to that picture you just showed. So there'll be not a real door there anymore, but there's just a door.
Okay, so there's a transition area where you can put, a line of tile to transition between the two
Yes.
floors. Okay, so I'm not gonna be able to say exactly what tile you should get without going tile shopping with you, but I would suggest something dark and something that's very hardy. So I don't know if you're thinking about natural stone or anything like that, but I would definitely advise against it. Go for a man-made, tile. Depending on how big the space is, a 24 by 24 is always nice. I definitely wouldn't do a 12 by 12 because that's nobody really does that anymore. Or you could do a brick pattern with a 12 by 24. Get something with movement so it doesn't show dirt. Like people are going to be coming in and out, and you don't want to have to worry about cleaning it all the time and seeing dirt. So get something that will hide the dirt.
Great. Thank you.
Especially with 3 little boys.
Yes. You don't want to worry about having to clean up your tiles all the time.
I was telling Amy earlier that I went to a tile store today to pick out tile for a client's house. And so Chelsea, I went to Olympia Tile. So I don't know if you guys have access to there, but you probably do. And the tile lady there was telling me about how the textured tiles are really good for outdoor use. But are really good for entranceway. So Amy, would you suggest something textured or like a kitchen floor that's super flat?
No, you can get textured, but you use textured really in wet spaces just so it's grippier so people don't slip on the tile. If you have a textured tile in your mud room, it's probably going to collect more dirt in the textured areas. So I'd probably stick to texture if you're doing something that's going to be wet and you know that you want it to be non-slip.
Okay.
Cool. Great. Anne? Hi, Anne. Welcome.
Hi, can you hear me?
Can't see you, but we can hear you.
I'm hiding.
No. Come on, Anne.
You don't bite?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
I've got a painting on a wall, and it's hung where I want it, but the problem is I need to light it at night. It's okay during the daytime because there's natural light in the room, but at night, I need to light it. I've got a lamp on a table beside it that doesn't light it. I'm thinking I need something that's going to shine up from the floor. Any ideas?
You're lighting the art specifically and nothing else?
Yeah, and I don't like those things. It's a contemporary piece of art. I don't like those things that they hang over.
Yeah, the picture lights, they're actually really modern ones these days if you're open to looking at something like that, because that's exactly what I was going to suggest, a picture light.
But the thing with the picture light is then there's going to be a cord behind it. There's going to be a cord that drops down the wall to go to the plug, and I don't want that.
Yeah, you would have to get it to, bring an electrician in and get it wired if you want to forego the wire going to the outlet.
No, I can't break apart this wall. It's a party wall to the next. And I'm not living in a condo any longer. Daria knows that. I'm living in a gorgeous, the nicest rental building in Toronto.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's purpose-built, upscale rental in Yorkville. But so I can't break open the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any picture lights that would be battery operated? Probably not.
I don't know about battery operated, but you might be able to find one that's LED. And then with LEDs, you can hide the box in something else. So if you have a piece of furniture under it, you may be able to hide the box and then wire it somehow.
I have wall space
Mhm.
between that and a chair that sits underneath it, and that chair is not moving.
So no case goods, no like just a chair under the.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a table that's a long table that has a lamp on it, but that lamp is not working
Mhm.
to light it. Probably if I had a light that had a glass shade or something, but that's not my style.
Okay. And you wouldn't be interested in putting a directional light in the ceiling?
Again, I rent. I pay an atrocious amount of rent.
Sorry.
A frightening amount of money to spend. But it's it's a wonderful place, and they can't do enough for you.
Uh-huh.
So a different type of lamp on that. There's a long table that it's bookshelf / table because it's quite deep. I've got a lamp sitting there now, but it's not casting enough light because it's not underneath the painting.
Okay.
Maybe this is something that Amy could ponder tonight, and then
I think, to be honest, like I want to be able to help you right now, but without seeing it, I'm a very visual person, and without seeing.
No, I get it. I think I have to fool around with light fixtures and look online at light fixtures and see if there's something that suits my decor, which Daria knows. That suits my decor, but casts light rather than having like an opaque shade on it. It's probably, and maybe it's something that needs to sit lower also, so that it will cast light sort of at least upwards. Like right now, the lamp that's sitting there will light about half of it, but it's not. It's not lighting the entire thing.
Okay.
But maybe it's a case of moving the piece of art to another wall.
Maybe.
We have wonderful maintenance staff here. They hang all your art for you too. I tell you that, as I say, they can't do enough for you.
Wow,
And why don't you send me a photo, and then I'll pass that on to Amy.
I will, Daria.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Thank you. Okay, so the next was Joan's question, and I'll just share my screen for a minute. So Joan was asking how to style staircase ledges. So in a lot of homes that were built in the 90s and then the early 2000s had these stair ledges, and they're often carpeted or sometimes they have hardwood floor on it, and nobody ever knows what to put on it. Sometimes people put those vases Caitlin did with the sticks coming out of it, but I think a lot of people wonder what to do with these.
Is Joan here?
Oh, no, she's not.
Oh, okay.
We asked Joan for a photo, but we didn't get one.
Okay, well, hopefully she likes my suggestion, because as her designer for the evening, I would actually advise against putting anything on the ledge.
Oh.
It'll just end up looking cluttered, and I would suggest instead to put a nice piece of art on the back wall. I don't have a better view of the wall, so I don't know what's going on above what the picture shows, but if she has the space, I would definitely do a nice piece of art there, just to make a bigger statement rather than having little things on the ledge.
I can tell you that they do have room there. There's no window up above there because there's interior.
Get your piece of art up there, and that'll make you happy.
What about taking that? Can you hear me?
Yes.
What about taking that carpet off and painting out whatever's underneath it to match the walls to make it less, like, it just looks so dated with that carpet stuff on it?
Yeah, I agree. I don't know if that's something that Joan wants to do, but if that was one of her questions, yes, I would definitely advise her to take off the carpeting, just because it looks like it's treated as flooring and it really isn't. So
And maybe even that molding, because then if you can paint the wall to match whatever's underneath the carpet and take that molding out, probably be more seamless look rather than having that sort of obvious break there.
Well, the molding might be necessary. I don't know if there's a gap between the curved wall and the straight wall, so they might have put that there for a reason, just to fill the gaps between the walls.
Well, I see the stairwell, that the lower part of the stairwell is round or curved. Okay, yikes.
Okay. Awesome. Okay, so I don't think anyone else has joined us. I think that's it. So there's just my gallery wall left to talk about. I'm gonna share my screen again, show you my blank canvas. So this is in my dining room. Oh, can everyone see this or no? Not yet.
I can. That's Anne.
Okay, there we go. My blank wall. So I have this big piece of furniture that just has stuff on it right now, and I'd like to put a gallery wall up above it. As we talked about earlier, I'd like mine to be all willy-nilly.
Do you have any pieces already that you know that you want to put there?
I'll take you over and show you.
Sure.
I have them all out. Well, I have a lot out that we could choose from. We won't choose them all now, but I'll give you my ideas here. Okay, bear with me, because I'm just gonna walk over, and all my plants are outside because it's so freezing.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Okay, so I've got some here. I put them out. So it's just pieces that I've collected from different places I've traveled to, some framed photos. I don't know that you can see them all, but there's a bunch here. All sorts. They're very eclectic.
Yeah.
Cute. I've got a couple more here, but these are just pictures.
Okay.
I'm really not doing very well with my computer here, but
no, I can see.
Okay.
So you might need to add a few more things. Like if you want, you said you want a more eclectic feel, right? So if you want, you can get some cute little starburst mirrors to add to it, just to give it, more textural vibe than just having just artwork.
Okay.
Like I said before, if you're doing a more eclectic gallery wall, you definitely want to start with a plan. So I would, I know this is going to sound like, really, do I have to do it? But it helps. So I would cut out pieces of paper to match all the sizes of whatever you want to put on there, and lay them out on the floor, and start with like your biggest pieces in the middle. Your anchor pieces are going to be in the middle. Okay. And then you're going to start fanning them out, and I would go in like an oval shape. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to look like an absolute oval, but, make sure that it's like the weight is distributed evenly, so it's balanced. Yeah.
Not lopsided is what you're saying.
Not lopsided, correct. And you have, sorry?
Not wider than the piece of furniture?
I was just about to answer that question, actually. I would go a little bit wider, like a few inches, but not much more than that. But you want it to seem like it's breathing. So you want it to go a little bit further than the piece of furniture, so that the furniture doesn't look like it's anchoring your gallery wall. You know what I mean?
Okay. And what about from the top of the crown? Because I do have I have plaster ceilings, and I have a crown that comes down. So should it be 4 inches from the bottom of the crown?
Yeah, I would leave a good 4 or 5 inches. And like if you're doing an oval, you're gonna have kind of like one or two that's the highest, and then they'll start staggering and like go in like this.
Awesome. I
Yeah,
love it.
like an oval triangle type thing.
I love it. Awesome. Cool. Thanks. Okay. Well, thanks so much, everybody. Amy, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Does anybody have any last minute quick follow-up questions? We're just running out of time here, but anyone have any last minute questions?
I have a comment, Daria.
Yes, Anne.
On that piece of furniture
Yeah.
behind you, the photograph you showed, you had like, no, in the photograph you showed, you have
Yes.
four little things standing there.
Yep.
Groups of threes.
I only have two of my each little statues.
You've got to do something. Things have to be, it's the way you plant flowers. You plant them in threes, sixes, in odd numbers. Sorry, not sixes. Threes,
Yeah, odd
fives.
numbers.
So mess around with that. Take one of them away and put him somewhere else, or whatever they are. Him, her, whatever.
They're my little African statues.
Yeah. Groups of three.
Cute.
Just take one away. Take one of the little ones away.
All right. Sounds
Put
good.
them- and put them in like a little triangle.
I will.
Take the other one and put them in a corner in a bathroom or something like that. When things are over, I'll come and help Amy do your house, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you,
I'll
Anne.
just have Amy do everything here. It's probably a good idea.
I think it's a wonderful idea.
Awesome. Okay, well, thanks, everybody. Amy, thank you so much for your time. Everybody, I'm sure, really appreciates it.
Yeah, my pleasure. I think someone else had a question.
In the chat here, I see that.
Yeah.
Oh, Christina wrote, that was awesome. Thanks, Daria and Amy.
Thanks, Daria. Thanks, Amy. I'm going to sign off now.
Bye, Anne.
Bye.
So we'll share Amy's contact information again with everybody. So if anyone has any follow-up questions, Amy is available to help. Of course, this is our freebie, but Amy usually charges for this stuff. We'll share Amy's contact information, and hopefully everyone can get a hold of her.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks
Bye.
so much. This was great.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good night.